Okay, hello, Happy Worship. I just, we're putting this into a blues context now. We did What's Up, which is, you can do a little bluesy, but here's an example of the major pentatonic used in a blues piece. It's an old Lovin' Spoonful song called Night Owl Blues, and it goes, it's A, you can use an A, and when we play it with when you're going to play the melody of this along with a little chord accompaniment, we're going to use an A7th like this. Follow it right now. You put your middle finger on string 2, fret 5, your index finger on string 4, fret 5, and your ring finger on string 3, fret 6. And you just want to deaden the strings above and below that. You get a lot of slack with this chord because you have unison down here. String 5 or string 2 fret 5 and string 1 open are both E's, and we're playing, this is an A7th. This is just a 3-string formation of A7th, used very frequently and very useful. And I will point out right now, it's kind of useful. It's kind of neat because it has no root in it. You'll notice. You have an E in it, you have a C sharp, and you have the 7th here. You have a G of that an A7th chord. So you get like a different voicing that sounds pretty neat, yeah, and it's used very frequently. So the chords we'll be using are the A, this A7th, and I'm not going to use that when I'm playing here. We're going to use that when I show you how to do just a little improvised solo on that, or actually an instrumental, I guess. So, and we'll have a D chord and the E chord, the 5th. So the song goes, it's A. I'm getting tired of running round. You can hear that go to the 7th, right? Believe I'll get married to a D and settle down. And I'm just going to leave it on a D. It's a little chord different, but we'll leave it there for you. Because that nightlife, it's an A. That mean old sport life, that's the 5th. It's killing me. Then goes a standard turnaround. But it's a 1-4-5 song. As you see, it's an A and a D. So if you wanted to play that as a solo, you can do something like form the A here. I'm not even holding down string 1 because that's not going to come into place. That makes it easy. Index string 2, fret 5, and middle finger on string 3, fret 6, and your ring finger up here on the root at string 4, fret 7. So you can go some, just a little slide from string 3, fret 4 around there to string 3, fret 6, string 2, fret 5, string 2, fret 7, and then I put a few strums in there, and then, and what I'm doing there is just a chromatic descension from this root to the 7th, through the major 7th to the 7th. So you have, and then we go to that little formation I showed you, this A7th. And what I'm doing there is I come down to I'm doing a little slide again. You might not want to do them until you get the song down. String 3, fret 6, string 2, fret 5, and I do that twice. 3, 6, 2, 5, 3, 6, 2, 5, 3, 6, 2, 5. And then I'm just going to slide my ring finger, or middle finger, up to string 3, fret 4, and then come up here to your favorite D chord, but I don't want string 1 in. Been telling you about this recently. I know I told you those early years as a D chord. So often now you just don't want string 1. You don't want that F sharp in. So you'd have and then I'm going to shift position to this type of formation that we started with my index now on string 2 fret 1 and my middle finger on string 3 frets, and slide that up to string 3 fret 4, that's a D, and then put my index on string 3 fret 2. And now I'm coming up here and put my, I still have my index on string 3 fret 2. And I'm hitting string 3 fret, or string 4 fret 3. And hammering down on string, you can slide it if you want, at string 4 fret 4. And come over to the string 3 fret 2, and then string 3 fret 4, hit that a couple times, and end up and do it again. And then I come back up to this A. And we'll get to that later. And I'm going to come back. I just want to go through that one time for you, what we're headed for. Not throw it all out at once. I'm going to break that up into manageable chunks. If you work on that, you can you'll come a long way if you understand what's actually happening there. There's flat thirds that are thrown into that. There's a chromatic walk down to the seventh. You hear sevenths very prominently, and you'll note that their sevenths are not in the major pentatonic scale. Flats thirds are not in the major pentatonic scale. But the Chuck Berry stuff that we did, where I said he's always mixing the major and the minor pentatonic, you get a really good taste for that, and it's laid out, and it's real slow blues. And I think I've always told you that I think slow blues in the major pentatonic sounds really neat. So I'll come back with one segment, just a short segment on the very beginning of that. Get that down good. If you feel adventurous and you really have that down, then move on to the next lesson, which I'm not going to send you for another week or so. All right? I'll see you shortly in this short lesson.